Yeah, so the Celtics are down 0-2 to the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks team that was 0-10 against the Thunder, Cavs, Celtics, and Nuggets, I think, in the regular season. And not only that, but to add to the history, the Celtics are the only team to have two back-to-back 20-point leads. So back-to-back 20-point leads in the playoffs and lose both games. The Celtics. And I was there last night. Thanks to Dabble Fantasy, who is the sponsor of this podcast as well. And we'll get into Dabble Fantasy later. But let's talk about the Celtics collapse. Now, it makes me feel a little better as a Celtics fan. But the Cavs are also in the same situation. And I'm actually rooting for the Cavs and Celtics to end up in the Eastern Conference Finals. But let's talk about the Celtics. We don't got time today to talk about the Cavs. We'll talk about the Cavs on Friday or Saturday if they're up. If they're down to a 3 or if it's a 1-2 series. We have to start this episode by talking about Jayson Tatum, the best player on the Celtics. Some people say the best player in the whole Eastern Conference, Jayson Tatum. And he, well-deserved, should be in those conversations. If you don't think he is the best player in the East, he's at least in conversations. Like, you got to put him in that conversation with Giannis. I think that Giannis is the better player, but Tatum, well-deserved, obviously. This series in the fourth quarter, 6 points. 6 points. 1 for 11 from the field. 0 for 9 from 3. 6 points in the fourth quarter. One was a dunk he had yesterday. The Celtics fall 0-2 in the series. You guys see it on the screen. Tough game last night. He just didn't have it. Mazzulla ball, you got to live by the 3. You got to die by the 3. First game, we missed 45 threes. Last night, we missed 30 threes. We're 25 from 100 for 3. 25 out of 100. So out of 100 shots they take, they're only going to hit 25 threes. So that's 75. That's over 220 points almost left on the table there. It's a very tough watch. Tatum has not been good. Yesterday, I think he had 11 points, 13 points, along with a shit ton of boards. But fortunately, rebounding doesn't win you ball games, especially when you can't put the ball in the basket. Shout out to Derek White, who had a great game. Jaylen Brown, not a good game. An efficient first half, but after that, I think he had 3 points in the second half. Very, very tough watch. Kristaps Porzingis, I guess he has like the zombie flu or something because he only played 14 minutes. Al Horford, 30-plus minutes again. I know we're rambling about the Celtics, but that's just what the episode's about. It's about the Celtics, and it's about the Knicks as well. First game, Jalen Brunson played great. Down the stretch, played great. Second game, Jalen Brunson did not play great. 17 points, had 4 points going into half. Cat actually played very good basketball yesterday. Very efficient. I think he had almost 20 and 20. He had like 18 and 17 or something like that. Great game from Karl-Anthony Towns. Mikal Bridges had 0 points going into the fourth quarter, ended the game with, I think, 11 points, and was a closer down the stretch. Also, we're going to get into the last play, and we're going to talk about Mikal Bridges, but let's also talk about, what's his name? OG Anunoby. Yeah, he had a decent game. I'm not going to lie. He was subbed in and out for Mitchell Robinson because of the size advantage they had, I think. That's why Tibbs went with Mitch instead of going with OGs, because we didn't really play Kristaps. We played more of an Al Horford, Luke Cornett-esque rotations. Peyton Pritchard had a decent game for the C's, but it just comes down to, like, do your stars want it more than the other team stars? And I think Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges really brought it. And defensively, it's a 91-90 game. When's the last time both teams scored underneath 100 points in the NBA? I couldn't tell you. Realistically, I couldn't tell you. But I saw a stat where, like, the Celtics led the series for every minute except for 12 minutes, and we're 0-2. I'm still, obviously, being down 0-2 is not good if you know simple math. As a Celtics fan, the only thing I'm hopeful for going forward would be that we're the best road team in basketball. We're actually way better on the road than at home. And that we've had 20-point games in both, 20-point leads in both games. That's the only positives I can see is, can we hold on to it? I think Mazzulla needs to be better. I think a lot of the talk early on was like he just doesn't know how to handle timeouts and time management. And I think that was a lot of bullshit, to be honest. It's just people who don't really know ball like that. I think it's to the point where he needs to start talking about time management and looking to his bench of Sam Cassell and other NBA veteran coaches. I know he's a veteran coach. Mazzulla being a 2 or 3-year coach, he needs to start using the timeouts and stopping momentum drives. And when we have 12 seconds left and we settle for a Jayson Tatum, not even a shot in the corner, we need to call a timeout and draw our play up. I'd rather draw our play up and miss the shot than have that outcome yesterday. But that's just my take. And lastly, we're going to talk about the final play yesterday. So Jayson Tatum, who you'll see on the screen his stats, I think he was like 4 of 17 from the field, something like that. Dribbles up the ball. ISOs Mitchell Robinson, then goes to his left. OG, I think, made him go left at first, but they switched on to Mitch. He was going left. Runs into a triple team of Mikal Bridges, Mitchell Robinson, and OG was there for the shade. Really, Tom Thibodeau, I watched the presser, they called it a swarm, like a swarm defense, and settled for not even a shot. Like, you can see the pictures. He went up as a shot, his fadeaway. Jayson Tatum whatever you want to call it, and ended up trying to pass the ball, I think, to Peyton Pritchard on the left wing, but to his right. Mikal Bridges deflection, grabs the ball, chucks the ball in the air. Great play by Mikal Bridges. I'm not going to sit here and say that wasn't. And in game 1, we drew up a play for Jaylen Brown, who is probably going to be my Dabble entry on Saturday. I'll get to Dabble in what they do at the GOATed app. But Mikal Bridges in game 1 stopped Jaylen Brown, had a steal on Jaylen Brown when the last play was to him. I think that was a well-drawn-out play. That was 3 seconds left. A different scenario. But yeah, we're up 1. Tatum gets a dunk. We're up 1. Jaylen Brunson's the free throw line, scores both points. Knicks are up 1. Celtics with 12 seconds left dribble up the court and cannot get it done. Before we finish off this episode, let's talk about Dabble Fantasy. Dabble Fantasy is a DFS app. You pick more or less on your favorite player props. Might as well do it, guys. You know why? Because right now they have the best offer. Most of these other apps, you got to put in money to get a deposit bonus. No, not on Dabble. Use my code AllTalkSports. You get a free $25 when you sign up. It's the NBA playoffs, but they have everything from soccer to baseball to the NFL when they come back to obviously basketball, UFC. They got everything you need. Might want to check it out today. When I say might, you got to check it out. Check it out. Link in the description. I'll literally link where you can get the $25 free. Check it out. But we talked about the GOAT Dabble. Let's talk about the non-GOATs, the Celtics. Do you think the Celtics will come back? I want you to comment down below. Okay, I'm a Celtics fan, so I'm going to be a little biased. I genuinely think we can. I think it'll be 7 games, okay? We now have to win 4 before they win 2. And it is not a race to 2 wins. It's a race to 4. So, obviously, you feel great being up 2-0. Knicks fans, you should feel great. I would feel great if we were up 2-0. But you went into TD Garden and upset what most people were the second in odds champions. Like they had the second best odds to win the championship. Boston Celtics. You went into TD Garden, were down 20 points both times in the third quarter with like 5 minutes left, and you came back and won. Congrats, Knicks fans. Like I'm not being sarcastic. Like seriously, like that is something that we should not let fly under the radar. Yeah, tough spot to be in. Very, 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 very tough spot to be in. But I think my Celtics can bounce back. I also think the Cavs can bounce back. And I also think the T-Wolves will bounce back, especially with Steph Curry being out for the next week. If you guys stay for this long, please hit the subscribe button. I love making these YouTube videos, but it helps a lot if you guys subscribe and hit that like button. Comment down below if you guys think the Celtics, Cavs, or Timberwolves are going to come back. That's all. See you next time.